Hello, everybody. Man, what an episode we had yesterday, huh? Um, so if you haven't watched that episode, because you probably looked at it and said this is a 40-minute long episode, I would go check it out. I also want to say something, and this is an absolute truth. I have been bragging to all my friends about the edit that I did on that. I thought I was very clever with the cold open there and the kind of like teaser about what happens at the end of the video, right? So I was kind of proud of that. I was like, I did something kind of a little outside my comfort zone, a little different. So I hope you all appreciated it. Um, I felt like that entire video was worthwhile, but I was afraid that a 40-minute long video people are gonna watch 15 minutes in and not get to the stuff at the end, which is the most important stuff, right? Because we have, I'm talking, obviously I pulled the soul fragments or the souls. We pulled the for a champion, and I talked about the free to play challenge and everything. So lots of stuff. And I haven't heard back about my application for the free to play challenge. I need to keep an eye out for that. Hopefully, maybe I'll hear something tomorrow. It seems like they might be pretty busy over there with the whole thing. So it's also possible that I will not be accepted into the content creator portion of the challenge. So there is that as well. More to come. I am in their Discord, but I have not seen anything uh, official come to me about the free to play challenge. So, anyways, I will be looking into all of that. Looks like the official rules and everything are coming out tomorrow. So yeah, we've got more to come on that if that ends up working out for me or not. So I'll keep you guys posted. Feeling much better. Aside from still sinus congestion and everything, and a little bit of pain in my ears. Hopefully not ear infection. I'm doing much better. But luck would have it, now my wife has it. Um, Actually, she doesn't have COVID. She's just sick, but she's really sick. So I've been taking over dad duties while she's getting better. So um, yeah, overall, just been real busy, which is why this video is coming out a little bit late. But I feel like I've done nothing but come at you guys with excuses for, since the holidays started. So I thought we would be getting away from that, but we do have a little bit of a stuff going on right now. So let's talk about the account now. I went ahead and did some things yesterday. Now I do want to check. Yeah, Venomage is mastered. He's booked. And I geared him. Let's look at his kit real quick. Now, he is. He's got kind of low starting attack, I feel like. Like 1000 is kind of low. I feel like Kales is only like, yeah, like Kales is even 1200. He's not meant to hit hard. He's meant to be a poison activator, which is what I have him doing. I've got him at 99% crit rate, 180% crit damage. I wanted to get as much damage out of him as possible. I do need to still have some HP and defense on him to have survivability, since we're not rocking unkillable. And then a reasonable amount of accuracy in order to land debuffs on the Grand Boss. I have yet to be able to test the group against Void. I've only been able to do it against Spirit or Force and Magic, I think. It's pretty weak against Force because I'm using two Magic Affinity champions as basically my primary damage dealers. Well, obviously there's Geomancer, but um, the one great thing about Geomancer is affinity matters a lot less for him, because he can land his abilities. He doesn't do it based on an attack, so there's no weak hit penalties. The other champions land their poisons and such off of hits, which does impact their damage when they're against a negative affinity. So, long story short, the team swap worked, and we're looking at similar output as to what we were before. So a 3-key, 50 million. It is slightly less damage or slightly less consistent than what I was previously getting from the Sun Wukong team. You'll see I replaced Sun Wukong with Venomancer. That was the swap that I made. So let's kind of analyze this a little bit and kind of look at pros and cons. Do I risk taking a little bit of less? Do I do less damage? Yes. Is it a lot? A lot less? No. It's reasonable. The first run was 15,000. The second run was 19,000 or 19 million. If I can do 19 million or 20 million per key, we're in business, right? Like we're gonna hit that. We can still get 2 keys. So it's still possible that this group can get a 2 key for Nightmare, which is that's the next step, right? We want to lock in a solid 2 key. But it's not guaranteed, and I haven't been able to test it at its maximum efficiency. However, it is at minimum a 3 key, which is a transition from 1 to 1, like, right? Where nothing has changed, but Sun Wukong is now free to do more. And so what does freeing up Sun Wukong mean? Well, it means that I can do things like change up some masteries on him, right? And change up his blessing. So if we're going to change... So I'm not going to do that for this video. In fact, I'll probably end up doing that off camera because I need to make sure that I'm paying attention to the changes that I'm making. And I usually have a template and then go one by one and kind of analyze, do I agree with this decision as to, what they recommend from like Hell Hades or Ash or some of the other content creators. The main thing I want is to get Helm Smasher, get some more ignore defense out of him and make him more for PvP and less for PvE, which is what he's built for right now. So that will free up Sun Wukong to focus in that area of the game. PvP, he's my nuker. Let's go. Okay? That's what using Venomage has now done for the account. Was it the groundbreaking change and the improvement to the team that I thought it would be? No, it was not. And I'll just own up to that and admit it. I am now considering other possible changes moving forward. One of those is to potentially take Ursula out of the clan boss mix and putting in Ultimate Death Knight with a better gear set and much faster speeds. And then using a calculator for clan boss to see what it will take to keep Ultimate Death Knight's shield up for the entire fight. Basically, can I make a 3-to-1 ratio Death Knight? Now, we are working with an aura, and we're working with turn meter. One important thing, because I had this discussion with someone in my clan recently where they were like, and they were correct in this assessment. Well, I thought you have to turn off any turn meter stuff for unkillable. And that is true to a point, but ultimately, if it's on an ability and it's consistent, it's not conditional. It happens every time. Then you want to keep that stuff on and utilize it in your build. They can allow you to build your speed tuned team slower. So that's my plan, is to use Ultimate Death Knight and his shield as kind of a pseudo ally protect. Um, Now, how is ally protect better than a shield? Well, the shield can eventually get damaged off. It has its limits. Ally protect is a damage reduction, as I recall. I could be wrong in my wording there. I don't know if I have a way to see what. There we go. Love this screen. So, ally protect. Cool. There we go. Yeah, so it reduces the damage by 25 or 50% and inflicts it onto um, the champion. So, but for the shield, in this case, it'll still kind of serve as a similar effect. Now, the reason I think this will work, and I don't know that it will, but it's the only path we have. We don't have a real team-wide ally protect. We don't have guardian gear, at least not any good guardian gear. So why do I think that this is an option? Why do I think that this would work? Well, I used to run a team like this. I used to run I didn't know about speed tunes or anything at the time, but I used to get really big numbers by having really well built champions going behind a Ultimate Death Knight and a healer, a revive, Rector Drath. My old school team was Rector Drath, Ultimate Death Knight, Nethril, Longbeard, and probably like Apothecary or Kale or somebody like, some or maybe it was my Elhain actually, and I saw good numbers out of that team, enough where I could do Nightmare pretty easily. So I'm hoping to replicate those results. Now, what do I lose as a trade-off? I lose increased attack, but Ultimate Death Knight would still bring his decreased attack. It's a 100% chance when booked. He's fully booked. He's would suffer affinity penalties as a force affinity. So I may have to make two teams and then a second version of the team that goes against Spirit I would turn on Venomage's A2. And we'd be able to get the attack and defense. Well, we would really just looking for the decreased attack out of that. Because I don't think anyone else brings decreased attack in the group that I would ultimately be going with. But I don't have a way to increase my own attack, which is one of the drawbacks to the build. So we'll experiment, see if it works. There's no harm. We're not wasting too many resources. UDK is already 60. So that's my next goal for improving my clan boss team and trying to get better results out of that team. Now, I am interested. I didn't mean to really click that, but I do want to do something real quick while I'm talking about this. So I am interested in I kind of forgot what I was going to say, not going to lie. Oh, I completely lost it. Oh, never mind. I am interested in the Rathalos chase. There is a good shot that this guy could just be a really heavy damage dealer to clan boss. Um, kind of the way that I was using Sun Wukong, and we were getting huge results out of him. I could see similar performance coming out of old Blade Master here. We don't know what his multipliers are yet. At least I haven't seen them released or talked about in a video yet. Um, but I like the ignoring defense of this skill. I like the increased speed. I love this increased crit damage buff. And um I was trying to remember what it was. And then the 200% more damage for every fifth skill. So I'm very, very interested in seeing what kind of damage Rathalos can do against Clan Boss. He may just be a better option than Poisons. Now, Poisons are very good early on because you don't need any gear. You need accuracy, yes, but you can get that. You can get that from gear sets. You could use all flat stat accuracy gear and get your Poisons to land, right? What you really need to make Poisons work is survivability and um, time. So it's accessible. Poison damage is accessible. It's easy. Direct damage is harder to achieve because you need to have really good gear with high attack percentages and crit damage and crit rate, and being able to hit the max crit rate and get those multipliers going. All that stuff you need, where poisons are a little bit more accessible and easy to do. I'm not necessarily saying that one is better than the other, but in my opinion and in my own experience, if we look at my main team, my I don't think I can look at the details of teams, right? Yeah, I cannot. But on my main team, uh and I understand these are all epics and rares, but Fushan's doing more damage than anybody else on my team. And the second highest is Eris, because she's in a toxic set, which is poisons. So, Farrakhan is my damage dealer choice in this particular build. And he does well, but I mean, that's another reason why Fushan does so well, is because he gets to do a lot of ally attacks, and his A1 smacks. So yeah, but my point is that while this is obviously an unkillable team, my point is that I do want to experiment with Rathalos and see if I have the gear to support him. Speaking of gear, let's move on to the next part of the video, which is finally building out Alure. Now, what am I going to do in this video? I am going to build out Alure, but I'm only going to do it for you guys in the try-on. I want her to be... You know what? No. I did everything I could. Not everything. I'll give myself a bit of a punishment here because I don't want to level her anymore. I'll spend 31. That's not too bad. Okay. So there we go. Because of how I level her, if I put gear on her, then she becomes part of the leveling process and slows that process down. instead of my speed farming. So, let's get her built out. Now, I was already leveling what is going to be her banner. We got good rolls, defense and speed. HP didn't get a roll into it, but that's good. We don't really care about the attack. What we want on Allure, let's be clear about this, is survivability. You'll notice my silver is quite low again. You know, a lot of people have been talking about in the past. We've talked in depth about my silver and everything. Um, in this particular case, my silver is lower. I'll take a little bit of extra crit damage, I suppose. I don't know. I'm just looking for stats, HP or defense here. That's not, I mean, that's not bad that it went into crit damage. Every now and then we'll get some extra help. So my silver's low because I spent a lot of silver getting the gear for Venom Age up. And we did a lot of gearing on Armiger, which we may be stripping some of that gear off here in a bit. I really do, and I'm going to. I get my pick. Oh, this is tough. Okay, so we're going to do 12 into this one. I think we're actually going to use this one. Yes. Okay. So, I want to use a blood shield ring on her because she can be good against Scarab Boss and preventing him from taking a turn. Putting her in a blood shield ring will prevent her from getting caught up in that cycle of giving him a bunch of counterattacks. I like that she'll be able to turn meter control him, and as long as I can keep shields up on my team with Ultimate Death Knight, I should be able to just beat him down. So getting her in a blood shield ring would be beneficial. So then what we do is we level them to 12, and we look what is going to be better for the champion overall. Some people might say, well, hey, you got a whole bunch of more attack. I don't want attack on her. In fact, I didn't really look. I don't think I had any. Okay, yeah, I didn't have any that had accuracy. I need survivability. She's very squishy. We want her to be as survivable as possible. And I'm going to be honest, we may not have enough silver to fully kit her out. But right now I'm just starting on the accessories because those are exclusive to her. I have to level those. I won't be able to steal those from any existing champion. But for her main kit, we might be able to steal that stuff. So, we are going to turn on equipped and go into the fitting room. Now, we need to have 100% crit rate on her. The first thing that I am going to do, sorry. It's just easiest if I go with crit rate gloves, and then I can focus on defensive stat across the whole build. Part of me was wondering if I went with defensive stat gloves, like HP gloves or defense gloves, that had some crit rate on it, and then found a crit rate on every other piece of gear. But I think it's easier to find defensive stats on every other piece of gear, or using defensive sets, which this is kind of one of those champions where if the set can give you the stats you're looking for, then you kind of want to do that. I know I say stats over sets, and I stand by that. You'll see most of my champions are stats over sets, but if you can find a way to make the sets work, you want to capitalize on that too. We would love to see her in Defiance set. If I can make that work, we will see. But first thing I want to do is find some crit rate gloves. So these are all the crit rate gloves on the account. Here's some Defiant ones with accuracy and HP. Now, why did I go with the other ones here? Because of the trip roll accuracy. But these are 6-star. This will basically give me all of the crit rate that I need. I want to point out, we don't have her masteries yet, so we're only going to go to 95% crit rate on her build, because we will get the extra crit rate from her masteries that we haven't put on her yet. But I think this is a good choice. If I get decent rolls into the HP, I'll take the double accuracy even. I'm going to gain more value out of this from the set bonus. So we have a chance for a Defiant set. We're no longer looking at gloves. So primary stats, it automatically takes out for us. So now what do I want? Let's start looking at chests. This is going to show me boots too, so let me turn that off because I do want speed boots. So HP percent or defense percent. First thing I'm going to do is take a look and see if I have a set piece. No set piece, okay? So those are primary stats. So now let's take a look. We want speed, accuracy, and crit rate. All right, we don't have a perfect item. I'm going to take speed off. This one's going to be a little trickier. I'm going to do that as a placeholder for now. Because remember, we're going to... we want to be 95%, so we need 15% more crit rate. Let's look for boots. So what would be perfect? Some crit rate and accuracy and then survivability stats. Well, there we go. Right there, right? That's a perfect item. Absolutely perfect. It's already leveled up. Tons of defense, accuracy, a little bit of extra crit rate, and HP. Making our character more tanky as well. Love to see that. Plus, it's an accuracy set. That's a set that could find potential when we start working on the top side. Okay. So, primary stat aside, we want speed, we want accuracy, a little bit more crit rate, and nope. What if I drop some of the speed? Okay. Do I have... what if I do defense? Okay. Okay. I'm taking a look here and seeing, because we do still kind of want to finish out our crit rate, right? Aha! Interesting. Sorry, I need to look something up real quick. Okay. I knew she had an ability that has an extra 30% chance of critical hit. Um, and I panicked and thought that I only needed 70% accuracy or 70% crit rate on her, but not for the A1. And the A1 is what I care about. So we want her at 100% crit rate. So I had to check that to make sure I wasn't leading you guys down a kind of a wrong hole there. Um, so we're looking at just substats. We're looking at crit rate and accuracy. If I take off the crit rate and just do accuracy, I like this piece a lot. I like this piece a lot. So we're going to use this to complete our set. Now that means the remaining two pieces have to have crit rate. But we no longer need to worry about Defiant. This piece is fully rolled. We get everything we want. We get survivability, we get speed, and we get accuracy. It's exactly what we want for this build, other than the crit rate. So we just need to find a little bit more crit rate on the substats of either of these and some accuracy. I am first going to look and see if there's anything. Not a lot of survivability here, but if we can get our crit rate out of it and also get 15% HP with a little bit of healing, I'm kind of okay doing that. So we'll take this piece to 12. So that does it, right? If I try that on, so there's my 95%. I am done with my crit rate requirement. So now, and I'm getting accuracy on it. I really am only picking that piece up for crit rate so we can, because we have to have crit rate. She has to crit in order to reduce turn meters. So there's no point in building her if she's not going to have crit rate. So for my final piece, and these pieces will get 16'd here in a second, but I want to make sure that everything fits. I don't care all that much about this accuracy set. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. So the main thing I'm looking for, no longer looking for crit rate. So I'm looking for accuracy, HP, defense, and speed. That would be a perfect item, okay? I would rather have speed than both of these. I am going to look. Okay. So that's an option. But what if I kept speed on? That's pretty fast. And a lot of HP. Okay. I think this is just better. All right, so how are we looking? So we're 95% crit rate. We don't care about crit damage. That is not what we're looking for in this champion. Surprisingly, we took none of the gear off of Armiger. And I think we're really fast. 173 speed is really, really fast. And we still have, both of these are legendaries, so they could still get better rolls. Neither of them have speed on them, so it wouldn't really matter all that much. We're really low on defense, but I mean, she's not a defense-based champion, so it's kind of where I want to be at 2000. Huge on accuracy. We have all this accuracy before. Well, accuracy banner matters, but 260 accuracy before masteries. The speed 173. That's before masteries. Very, very fast. 100% crit rate when we do masteries. I do want to check the recommended masteries. I am assuming, yeah, you still go offense tree. Okay. So I wasn't sure if there'd be some kind of like defense support tree that would keep her alive longer because she is squishy. But we've got damage reduction here. We've got an extra 15% HP and 3% healing per turn. I mean, I'm really and a blood shield. I'm really happy with this build. So let's equip it. It doesn't cost me anything to equip it because I'm not taking anything off of her. We'll get out of that. I just want to look. Why didn't I take anything from Armiger? We just didn't get a lot of accuracy gear on him, and I went for sets too. So for Armiger, I wasn't worried about him dying as much because he's defensive based, but even he has low defense compared to her. Huh. No, yeah, her starting defense is super low. Um, so what is it? I got her up to a little bit less defense. Or no, sorry, I'm not looking at the right thing. So 21-28 for him. 1922, 36,000 on the HP. Yeah, definitely more on him. Oh, no, 35. So yeah, she's actually built better. I'm kind of impressed with that, and really well balanced. I feel like her all of her gear plus the damage reduction from AoE hits, which is going to be really valuable. Um, and the extra 10% defense, which again is a factor as to why. I wonder why I didn't try to do this with Armiger. I probably would have had a lot more luck with him. So, either way, it paid off. Let's finish leveling these up. This is going to tax my silver down. As you can see, that was a big jump. I would say, no, never mind. That triple roll into flat stats is very upsetting. But this is a really good piece, and I don't want to re-roll it and have it roll flat attack on and then have to go scrounging up another decent piece. I am curious what Armiger's is. Yeah, a little bit better, but less accuracy on it. And she will need higher levels of accuracy. I know she's going to work later into Fire Knight. So, all right, we've got her built. We will upgrade this last piece. I'm not going to go through and do all the enchants and stuff because I don't know how long this video is. 38 minutes. God, dude, 40-minute videos in a row. That's too much. I want to use her for you guys, but we'll save that for tomorrow. It'll give me time to kind of work her in and get her tuning down and everything. I can also enchant her out. So she's at 173 speed, still slower than my Deacon, which is good because we want Deacon to be going first. But yeah, I'm gonna work her into my Fire Knights team, and I'll let you guys see the results of that in tomorrow's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.